Hello my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we're going to do another AMD video, but first I would like to thank every single one of you guys that subscribe to the channel, that they leave good comments, about the AMD stuff, asking for more, telling me you want more. But I'm going to be honest with you guys today. Covering AMD, especially when you're learning, when you're new to PC and you're still learning the ropes and trying to learn things, is very daunting. Is very hard. There's a lot of pushback when it comes to AMD out there, and it gets overwhelming. Like it really does get overwhelming. I'm doing my best to try to learn these products and learn the ins and outs about PC gaming, and I'm trying to bring you guys that as I learn it. And, it really does get pretty overwhelming because I still want to be able to play games. I still want to be able to spend time with the family. I still want to be able to do stuff other than just sit and, try to consume as much information about PC gaming and all of that stuff as I can, because I still want the channel to be fun. I want it to be informative, but I want it to be fun at the same time. And like, I love AMD. I love this experience. I think it's absolutely incredible. I think that the experience that you get for the money you pay for AMD is easily worth it. And if you're in a not necessarily secluded, but if you're in an environment where that's what you have and that's what you have to use, I don't think that you're going to have an issue finding a way to really enjoy that experience and to get the best out of your games that that you want. Like I feel like with PC gaming, in my short time, in my couple of years PC gaming now, I've learned that, like, look, man, you're going to have experiences that are going to come out day one and they're not going to be good. They're going to be janky. They're going to be like stuttery. And I mean, and it is, not as often anymore. And most of that I experienced over on the Nvidia side. I don't really, I mean, it does happen on AMD, but it's not as frequent as what I was experiencing with Nvidia. And I know the Nvidia guys are just going to be like, man, you don't know what you're doing, and you need to do this and you need to do that. And it's like, look, man, from my experience, and I don't need to lie. I don't need to lie. Like, my content has always been honest, and it's always been, fair. I mean, obviously, I'm biased, towards AMD. Like, I do like AMD, and I feel like it deserves to be praised more than. I mean, I feel like it deserves to be praised more than it actually gets. I just always see, you know, people come here and they tell me, "Look, bro, you need to stop. You need to stop propping up AMD, and you need to stop fanboying for AMD and all of that stuff." And I'm like, "Really, dude? Like, every single freaking tech reviewer out there literally props up Nvidia every single video. Like, every single video. It's not. I mean, it's without fail." That these dudes are always telling you that DLSS is better. They're always telling you about ray tracing this. They're always going out of their way to point out how good NVIDIA is, while never giving AMD actual credit for anything they do. My experience with AMD has been the 7000 series, obviously. When I bought it, we didn't have FSR 3. We barely had FSR 2. We didn't have any frame generation. We didn't have any of the other stuff that was supposed to be part of the launch. And I waited until that happened, until that got there. And then it gets here. And then we noticed that AMD's FSR 3 and, like the frame generation and all of that stuff is actually working. And it's like, gosh dang, man, that's a pretty good bonus. So, I mean, if you're out there and you're buying and you're on the market right now for a GPU and you're looking at like the higher priced NVIDIA options, and then you see like the AMD, I mean, they're obviously coming down in price. You can get a 7900 XT for like $700, and that card is an absolute beast. I have one of those. And you look at that, and then you see things like the CTO or whatever from AMD coming out talking about how there's going to be AI upscaling coming to AMD. gaming devices. Now, he didn't specify GPUs, but he did specify gaming devices. And in my mind, that thinks, well, your GPUs are gaming GPUs. So I'm assuming that is going to be, I'm assuming that. And based on that assumption, or just hypothetical, you got to think about this. If the AMD cards are lower price and offer better rasterization performance already than the NVIDIA counterparts, how much is that going to change when they actually do enable AI upscaling? And in my honest opinion, every single GPU, I think even the 6000 series cards have like, well, no, I don't think they do, because you can only, well, okay, so take this into consideration. So maybe it might just be the 7000 series cards and the new 8000 series cards. And I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. If you ask me, yeah, it would be nice if 6000 series GPUs could get it. But FSR3 on a 6000 series GPU is very good. Like, it is getting good enough to where it's like, wow, this is awesome. So then if, your 7000 series cards and your 8000 series cards, they actually do start getting AI upscaling, and it's even close, I mean, say it's on par with XeSS, which XeSS is pretty dang good compared to DLSS. I mean, and AI upscaling is only going to continue to get better with every iteration. Obviously, if they bring in AI upscaling to the 7000 series GPUs, it is going to get better, and it's going to continue to grow, and it's going to get better. Every time it gets an iteration, obviously it's going to get better, and it'll probably still work with your 7000 series GPU, because you're going to have, like, say you go out and you buy a 7900 XT. You got 20 gigs of VRAM. That card is going to last you a while. And if they're still iterating on this, like AMD does, and I've found this to be the case, that yes, AMD GPUs do get better with age. They're like fine wine. They get better and better and better. And that is very true. Like, that's such a true statement. From the day I got my 7900 XT till now, yes, it performs better. It's a smoother experience where we're getting better overall upscaling quality out of like FSR3. We're getting frame generation. We're getting an experience on the AMD platform that's good. Like, honestly, if you have AMD and you don't see NVIDIA next to it, I think that you would be quite surprised at just how good the experience is overall. And I do feel like, I really do feel like if AI upscaling comes to AMD GPUs, obviously I still kind of, I look at what DLSS does to the image quality, and I mean, because let's be real. Let's be 100% real. If I had a 4080 right now, I would absolutely be happy with that. I would be happy with that. I would use DLSS. I would be happy with the overall experience, and it would be, I mean, it would be fine. Like, I'd be none the wiser. I would keep using DLSS. I would keep doing that. Yeah, there's some games that I don't like the over sharpening, the over sharp look and stuff. I'm pretty sure, though, by now I would have figured out if there's a way to fix it. I'm pretty sure I would have figured it out by now. But I wouldn't have known. And that's the beauty of AMD. Like, I wouldn't have understood or known exactly what I like in PC gaming if I hadn't have tried AMD. So now I have, like, if I when and if I ever do go back to NVIDIA, at least now I know a little bit more about what I want and the different types of experiences that you can have across PC gaming. And being brand loyal, I'm going to tell you this right now. Like, that's stupid. Do not be brand loyal. If next generation, if the next generation cards come out, I'm not ruling out that I would not buy another NVIDIA GPU. Like, I need you to know that. Like, if they catch my eye, and for some reason I'm like, yeah, I want that, or I want to try that, or like the power difference is just so great, between the AMD card and the Nvidia card, and there's something that I absolutely need it for. If ray tracing gets better, if it's you know what I mean, like there's not. I mean, there are reasons that I would go and buy another Nvidia GPU, like I would. So being brand loyal is absolutely stupid. Like, it's dumb. Like, I don't recommend being brand loyal to anybody. I mean, as you can see, I've got a PlayStation 5. I've got an Xbox Series X. You know what I mean? I've bought NVIDIA GPUs. I've bought AMD GPUs. Like, right now, I'm satisfied with AMD. I'm happy with AMD. Would that be a different story if I had a 4080 Super or something? I don't know, maybe. I mean, maybe I tried the 4070 and I just was like, oh man, like I like the AMD experience better. And I chose to get rid of the 4070 and just commit to AMD right now, so I could just remove all the distraction and just cover AMD. And, to be completely honest with you, the views for the AMD stuff has started coming down pretty drastically. And obviously, I mean, maybe it's something I said or maybe something I did, that people are just like, I don't really care anymore. And, because obviously when I start covering a product, I really do kind of come off as like this fanboy or a shill or something. I mean, I've went back and I've watched some of my videos, and I can understand how that looks, and I I don't know, man. When I'm in the honeymoon phase, and you got to understand this, if you've been here for a while, when I get into the honeymoon phase with things, I tend to come off a little bit strong. I tend to like really just like, whoa, yeah, this is so great, and I'm screaming it from the rooftops and everything like that. And I just want you guys to know that even if you're an Nvidia fan or you're an AMD guy, I'm really not. I'm really not brand loyal. I'm not. Like, I'm not just be like, yeah, dude, AMD forever, no matter what. But I mean, like, I will always, be like 100%. If somebody asks me like, hey bro, do you recommend AMD? I'm like, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think that there's things and strengths and pros that AMD delivers that I just don't think Nvidia can deliver those. And then I also feel like there's things that Nvidia has that AMD is not interested in at the moment due to the fact that it just doesn't make sense. And maybe that's what it is with AMD. Maybe a lot of people say they're behind, when I don't necessarily feel like AMD is behind. I just feel like maybe AMD is in a position to where they're like, look, man, it's not ready. We're not going to just bring it out and have it just be garbage. Because that does affect an overall brand image too. Like, if they would have brought out, AI upscaling at the very beginning of this generation with the 7000 series GPUs, and it was and the algorithms weren't right, or something wasn't going good, and it just messed it up, then that's just another hit to the brand image that AMD has to worry about. And I would much rather them take their time and bring these features at the end of the generation, when like new GPUs are coming out. They're like, hey guys, don't worry, man, we got you. That there makes me happy with AMD. When they come out with fluid or FSR3 and fluid motion frames and the AMD beta drivers for AF, MF, and all of the the HyperXR or hyper yeah, HyperRX and all of that stuff that they bring out, and put it into their and still give like the 6000 series GPUs access to that, so they can utilize those tools to make their experience better. That makes me excited about the future of AMD and what AMD is doing. And I've been, for the last few days, I've actually been trying to listen in and kind of try to figure out, what's really going on with AMD or AI in general, because it is really starting to take off and like really getting big. And I think that all of us should stop what we're doing, take a step back, and actually listen to what's going on with AI and see, what these technologies are, how these technologies are going to benefit us as gamers. What can they do to benefit us? Whether that's AI upscaling or AI, figuring out how to like do, maybe AI can be used to do fake ray tracing that looks just as good as ray tracing, but doesn't have the computational power or whatever that because I mean, I've seen some of like these rendered pictures and stuff that they do with AI, and I'm like, gosh dang, why don't they just use AI to render out, the scene with ray tracing or something, and cut back on the whole, because that's the biggest thing right now when it comes to ray tracing is the performance hit that you get. And let's be honest, if you're somebody that cares about the new technologies and stuff, you're not going to care. You want to see it. You'll play your game at 35 frames a second so you can see the ray tracing. Like you will. Um, will you continue to do that over and over? No, no. You're going to play it for a little while, and then you're going to be like, all right, whatever. I'm going back to the regular because I like the better feeling. And that's the thing that's the beauty of PC. You have so many options and you can do whatever you want. That yeah, you can stop and check it out and see how good it looks, but then you can go right back to having a higher frame rate and a better experience by turning it off. So yeah, like I get that people are willing to pay for that new technology, and that's kind of the way it's always been. When it comes to new technologies, when it comes to, forward-thinking things and stuff. I mean, I went out and bought a Fold 3 because I was like, yeah, let's try it. And then the phone only lasted me a freaking year before the screen broke. And I'm like, gosh dang, dude, that sucks. Now I don't want to try a folding phone no more because that really sucks. You spend $2,000 on a phone and then it breaks in a year. You're like, no, this sucks. But yeah, guys, I like covering AMD. I'm not a tech expert, and I've never said I was. I'm only giving you guys my raw experience. You guys are, I'm grateful for all the support that I get, and I do want the views to go back up. So I don't know. I'm kind of in a position right now where I don't know what to do. I really don't. I don't know what to do when it comes to the PC stuff. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you guys want. I feel like I put out these videos, and like. The views are dropping more and more and more. So it's like, what do I do? How do I pivot now? I didn't put all my eggs into one basket when it comes to the PC stuff, but I pretty much dang near almost did. You know what I mean? And having such a rise in like videos and content and views and all of that stuff, and then going back down to I mean, obviously my levels are still higher than they were before, doing the PC in terms of all of that. But having those like dips in the YouTube space, those kind of things can drive people mad. Like, thankfully I have a job and I go to work and that's how I support my family, because man, chasing views really does suck. And I'm not going to lie. I was chasing views with the whole NVIDIA or the AMD thing. But to me, it was coming off easy because I actually like AMD, where I think a lot of, and sorry to get a little bit like conspiracy theory on you for a minute, but I do kind of feel like there's like unwritten laws on YouTube for being a content creator. And I mean, this is 3 years. I'm at my 3-year mark, actually. I think April 13th or whatever, but I think the first video I uploaded over on like Twitch or whatever. So I've been a content creator for like 3 years today, actually. It's been like 3 years today that I've actually taken, being a content creator seriously. And I'm not even gonna lie, man, like it really does feel like the top people on YouTube, the people that drove me to the point where I was like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel because I am sick and freaking tired of being lied to. I feel like they help each other out. I feel like they all got each other's backs, and it's like some unwritten law that they all stick together and they do whatever. I mean, that's why you see like a lot of huge growth from like a lot of other channels. Because there's a lot of people out there that are just so sick and tired of being force-fed nonsense all the time that they want something new, that they want to see new creators and stuff. And after 3 years, man, like I'm starting to feel like, yeah, obviously I'm moving the needle a little bit, but at the same time, I'm also becoming what I wanted to, like. I'm also becoming just like them in a way, but I feel like they take care of each other. They hold the other people back and stuff, because I've reached out to AMD, I've reached out to NVIDIA, I've reached out to every single freaking platform out there to ask for a little bit of help, you know, in terms of, you know, being able to supply products for me to review and stuff like that. And every single one of them are just like, nope. And it's like, dude, it's like, I actually like your products and I want to cover them and like, you know, be excited about them and be happy. And yeah, dude, it's weird. You know, you just kind of get the cold shoulder, or they just completely ignore you. Like 95% of the AMD, AIB distributors and manufacturers and all of that, they absolutely just ignore me. They don't even respond. And I'm like, gosh dang, man. And it's like, they want you to build, you have to build a community, and then you have to get a lot of views for all of your content for them to even take you seriously. And it's like, gosh dang, man. So it's like, the smaller you are, the more the more it feels like they're holding you back. And then when I look at, you know, somebody like Ancient Gameplays, he covers like the AMD stuff, and you know, the other day he put out a post talking about like, hey man, I'm not getting, you know, any of the kind of stuff anymore. Like they just ignore me. And like, he's got like almost 150K view or 150K subscribers. And I look at that and I'm like, gosh dang, dude, if this guy's struggling to get stuff from AMD, like, why would they even talk to me? Like, seriously, why would they even talk to me? And, you know, it gets a little bit discouraging, because as a content creator, I want to bring new and exciting things as often as possible. But I can't afford to do that. And I'm not going to sit here and start begging my community for money. You know, and I realize that a lot of, you know, like a lot of other content creators do that. So I'm not going to beg you guys, but if you do want to help, if you do want to join my Patreon and help support and fund some of this stuff, then I can grow it faster and buy more stuff for it. But like, as it sits right now, I don't know. I don't even know where to go. You know, I cover, you know, like some people ask for me to cover some of the stuff, you know, like the operating system or the Adrenaline software and stuff like that. And then I make those videos and they don't do very well. I don't know, man. Like, it takes a lot of time to make content on YouTube, and I'm not necessarily looking for like the monetary rewards of it as much as I am just, you know, I don't know. I want to feel like I'm making a difference. when it comes to that. But also, I also want to just have fun and make content. So I don't know. That's why I kind of feel like I'm at a crossroads with how and what I want to put out on YouTube. I mean, like right now, dude, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I'm absolutely not enjoying a lot of that experience because there's so much, you know, just filler stuff in there, and it's like slowing me down and it's breaking my immersion, and I don't know, man. Sometimes I just get frustrated. So yeah, dude, I'm not mad at the Final Fantasy because it's on PlayStation or anything like that. I'm just like, gosh dang, dude, like I don't know what I expected. I don't know. Our expectations are messed up. So all right, my friends, I'm sorry about the end of this video turning into like some rant session or cry me a river session, but I don't know what to do anymore, man. Like, I'm losing my mind when it comes to creating content. I'm doing my best, but I just don't know what to freaking do anymore. So, all right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.